Man, January was not a great month for Pokemon or other collectibles, from alleged knockoffs, potential lawsuits, the death of a major TCG, and several newsworthy Pokemon scandals. 2024 is really off to a rough start. Hey, I'm Pokemon Classics, and I invite you to join me for our monthly news recap. Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Today, we're breaking down the top 5 Pokemon news stories, along with some of my own personal thoughts and commentary on each one. That is the goal of this channel, after all, is to keep you all informed, whether it's the good, the bad, or the ugly. Also, as is tradition on this series, don't forget to stick around to the end of the video for my top 5 content recommendations. These are some of the best PokeTuber videos of the month, and I'd highly encourage you to give each and every one a watch. Anyway, let's dive into our first story. First up, we have something a bit controversial, a new game smashing records and potentially drawing some negative attention from Nintendo's legal department. Meet Palworld. Palworld is a multiplayer, open-world game developed by Pocket Pair, and in this game, players collect and befriend creatures known as pals, which are shockingly reminiscent of Pokemon in their design. Often referred to by the media as Pokemon with guns, a key difference seems to be the combat elements. Players wielding guns can fight these creatures directly, or once captured can enlist them to fight others. Now, as a non-gamer myself, it looks a lot like Fortnite, but with Pokemon and some elements of Minecraft mixed in. Anyway, the controversy lies in the visual and conceptual similarities, leading many critics and observers to speculate on potential legal actions from the Pokemon Company. Not only do many of these pals look shockingly similar to existing Pokemon designs, but many critics have also pointed out that Palworld features a number of gameplay mechanics that closely resemble those found in Pokemon, including the way pals are captured, used in battle, and their care and breeding. Some have even suggested that Palworld could be guilty of causing brand confusion or a false sense of association to Pokemon. Personally, I have a hard time seeing legal challenges amount to anything, since the game does seem to take strategic creative liberties and diverge from Pokemon just enough to avoid copyright infringement. However, the Pokemon Company is known to aggressively defend its brand and its intellectual property. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments about your thoughts on this latest Pokemon competitor, and if you've had the opportunity to play Palworld, what'd you think? Does it actually live up to the hype? Let me know down in the comments. For this next story, we're visiting another one of the Pokemon TCG's earliest urban legends, the discovery of the legendary Bird's prototype Game Boy cards. For those of you unaware, the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy featured a set of in-game legendary bird cards that were never actually printed or distributed as real cards. The artworks from these cards would later be used for the Tropical Mega Battle phone cards in 1999, another unique and well-regarded historical set of cards. However, if we rewind back to last September, Pokemon TCG developer Takumi Akabane unexpectedly posted a photo of this Moltres, a card up until this time that was thought to have never existed. Now, in all fairness, this wasn't the first time Takumi Akabane shared some unique test prints with the world, but interestingly, this post led to another sighting when Instagram user LinkDo83 posted a holy grail of a collection purchase from a random Yahoo Japan listing. There's a fascinating article with plenty of high-resolution photos of this amazing discovery on E4 and on LinkDo83's Instagram that I'd encourage you to go check out for yourselves, but the latest update in the saga is that just a few weeks ago, Akabane's copies of these cards have been officially authenticated by PSA and put up for auction. According to the description on Golden Auctions, these cards were actually intended as test prints for the 1997 Fossil set before different illustrations were selected. A close examination of the cards show them printed on glossy cardstock, which was common for Japanese promos at the time, and currently each of these cards have a graded population of just 1. It's also worth noting that the Moltres has a bar running through the lower illustration box and a 97 subtly printed across Moltres' face, likely in reference to the date. Given their unique history, these cards have proven to be a significant discovery in the hobby, and their price reflects this. Right now, the set is going for $25,000 on Golden Auctions, and personally, I love these historical oddities, and if nothing else, I think it'll be interesting to see how the market values for these legendary birds weigh out over time. You guys will have to let me know what you think about these discoveries, and which one is your favorite, and why is it the Zapdos? Okay, I'm just playing, but for real, which one do you like the best? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, this next story isn't exactly Pokemon related, but MetaZoo, a newcomer to the TCG space, recently announced it would be halting operations and presumably going out of business. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with MetaZoo, MetaZoo is a trading card game based on cryptids with its own unique lore and gameplay mechanics. MetaZoo hit the TCG sphere with a splash shortly after the pandemic with a widespread successful Kickstarter that eventually evolved into a full-fledged TCG. In fact, MetaZoo's life, though short, had some notable accomplishments, including serving as an anchor sponsor for the Collecticon Convention Series, hosting a unique set of release parties, including the unveiling of its UFO set down in Roswell, New Mexico, and sponsoring a massive tournament series culminating in Collector's Cup, with a couple $100,000 awarded in cash prizes. Man, it feels like I'm delivering a eulogy right now, but MetaZoo's also known for collaborating with creators, printing obscure collectors' promos, making its way into big box retailers like Target and Walmart, and recently even had a crossover with Hello Kitty. Kind of a strange combo. With so much going right for MetaZoo, it's hard to pinpoint what exactly went wrong. Admittedly, I'm just a casual observer, but apparently MetaZoo had been struggling for a while and even revised down its 2023 and 2024 roadmaps, with various events and products pushed back or canceled completely in response to production issues and inconsistent demand. I've even heard rumors about internal management disagreements, as well as rumors about potentially selling the company, but I haven't done much research into it. What I can say is this. Personally, I like the concept of MetaZoo, and I'd always hoped for its success. The few times I've had the opportunity to watch people actually playing the card game, it looked interactive and fun. But anyway, guys, you'll have to let me know your thoughts on MetaZoo down in the comments below, and whether or not you think we'll ever see it revived in some capacity or another in the future. Next up, we have a few Pokemon scandals to cover, beginning with the return once more to the Van Gogh Pikachu promo. Now, earlier this month, the Pokemon Company announced a restock of the Pikachu promo cards at the Van Gogh Museum. However, once again, it was marred with controversy. Apparently, several museum employees were terminated for not adhering to the museum's procedures and code of conduct, noting that at least one employee was fired for embezzling a box of Pikachu promo cards. For those of you who didn't follow the original story, the original Van Gogh Pikachu promo released in 2023, but was overshadowed by disorganization, mobs of people fighting for limited promos, and rampant scalping on the secondary market. In some cases, the museum visitors were actively harassed by eager buyers just outside the museum's doors. I think it was a really cool event with a lot of potential to be one of Pokemon's most unique, or at least more memorable, distributions for promos, but unfortunately, it just didn't come together as seamlessly as envisioned. And as a further update to this story, we've also received news that Pokemon is reprinting and redistributing more copies of the Van Gogh Pikachu card. According to Pokebeach.com, at least 100,000 copies are expected, with a number of game stores receiving copies to distribute to customers across the Netherlands. It's further speculated that smaller hobby stores will receive approximately 10 copies each, while larger retail chains are believed to receive approximately 100 copies. For many collectors and enthusiasts who previously missed out, this has come as welcome news. Now, in unwelcome news, another instance of Pokemon robbery was reported, this time in San Jose, California, where a trio of thieves stole $35,000 worth of Pokemon products. Security cameras caught the thieves in action, who apparently broke in through a side door before snatching up everything they could find, including the cash register. Police are asking the public, particularly local gaming stores, to be on the lookout for any of the stolen merchandise and to help identify the robbers. Now, we've seen these situations unfold too many times, including a similar heist in my home state of Minnesota at Punch-Out Gaming, where thieves broke in by cutting a hole through the drywall after breaking into a neighboring business. There was also a major robbery in Belgium earlier this month where a group of thieves pilfered a $200,000 collection from well-known Belgian collector Vez Bruynen. In this situation, the thieves were reported to have deployed Wi-Fi jammers and communication headsets while strategically locating and taking the highest value items in a coordinated attack. My heart goes out to Vez and other businessmen who have been targeted by these attacks. It's not just about the financial losses, but in many cases, these cards are the livelihood of the owners, employees, and their families, and in some cases, the cards themselves have personal sentimental value through experiences, private trades, and just other meaningful collection memories. For many fellow collectors watching this video, I'm sure you can relate. Anyway, guys, before I unveil my top 5 videos of the month, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. I put in hours and hours of work into each and every one of these videos, and your support goes a long way in keeping me motivated and staying on the grind with the content creation. But anyway, I truly appreciate you all for watching, so let's roll into the top 5. First up on this week's top 5 list, I wanted to welcome back Ava's Binder to YouTube. Ava is a knowledgeable and accomplished voice in the Pokemon community and has recently featured research articles on TCG Player. This month, she made her triumphant return to YouTube, including this video, which hit 42,000 views. The video could be best described as a reflective stream of consciousness as Ava describes the sentimental value of collecting. It's a great card appreciation video and a nice escape from the more financially focused videos that permeate YouTube. I encourage you all to check it out for yourselves, and don't forget to welcome Ava back in her YouTube comments. Next is one of my favorite small content creators, JoeR Vintage Pokemon. Joe has been making YouTube videos for several years now and is criminally underrated in my opinion. He brings knowledge and passion to each video, including this video covering the origins and backstory behind the W-stamped Wizards of the Coast promo cards. These types of historical items are a shared interest of mine, but despite my own experiences with these cards, even I learned something new from this video. Not only does Joe provide history behind the cards, but we even get to see some of his extensive W-stamp collection, which is pretty impressive. Go check out JoeR Vintage Pokemon and consider subscribing to his channel if you appreciate these types of videos. This next video comes from Poke Knowledge Cards, who recently discovered that CGC slabs could be successfully opened with a heat gun. Recently, CGC took action against an ongoing comic book scam in which cases were being opened, magazines swapped, and eventually resealed. For the sake of science, PK attempted this with a PSA, BGS, and CGC card slab with varying degrees of success. While both the PSA and BGS slabs left obvious signs of tampering via case frosting, the CGC slabs showed some vulnerability to this exploit, though it appears to be a pretty difficult and time-consuming process. Anyway, I still found this video to be educational, providing specific things to look out for if you ever suspect a slab has been tampered with. Next, we have a video from Rudy of Alpha Investments, who recently unveiled a massive purchase of 20,000 Pokemon ETBs. Now, if you've watched Alpha Investments before, you already know that Rudy is no stranger to purchasing mass wholesale quantities of sealed Pokemon product. This time, however, it's not an abandoned Pokemon bathroom, but a well-organized wall of sealed cases. Anyway, this video showcases Rudy's faith in Pokemon's long-term popularity and sustainability, and even though I suspect he got these boxes for a significant discount, it's still interesting to see someone put their money where their mouth is and make such a significant investment. This one is exactly what it sounds like, a lot of ETBs and some market commentary. Finally, we'll wrap this one up with a helpful video focused on card organization, a common problem for many of us in the hobby. Now, I made a similar video to this last summer when I was organizing over 10,000 bulk cards of my own, and it seems that Professor Burch and I have a lot of similar strategies and supplies when it comes to sorting and organization. However, I have to admit, his video was a lot better than mine. It's more succinct, and it even offers some additional tips that I never even would have considered, like printing labels and sorting cards upside down to make the set symbols easier to identify. Anyway, go check out this video for yourselves, and subscribe to Professor Burch if this is the kind of content you want more of. Well guys, what can I say? That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Breaking News, where we break down some of the most important Pokemon news stories each and every month. Let me know your thoughts on these news stories down in the comments below, and if there are any major news stories that I missed, definitely send them my way. Anyway guys, I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Thanks for spending your time with me here today, and we'll see you all with the next video. Till then, stay well everybody, and don't forget to have fun. Bye everybody!